Okay, so do the taxation paid note. So for the format, just remember ABC, but now the second letter will have two, so it will be BB, ABC. So your amount from your income statement, your balance at the beginning, balance at the end, and then your cash amount paid. Remember that this is part of the cash flow statement, so we want to know what is the total cash we paid, how much money went out. So now if we look at activity 4, right, the income tax paid. First is your amount from statement. Just remember ABC. A is your amount from your statement. B, balance at beginning. B, balance at end. And then C is your total cash paid, right? So now, amount from your statement. You're basically going to first put that amount there that was in your income statement, your income tax for the year. So just remember, the very first thing you put there is your tax for the year. And what is it according to the activity? 420,000. So now we're going to put 420,000 here. Okay. 420,000. But in the taxation paid note, we're putting it in brackets because we paid that. Remember that amount in our income statement, we always paid that. That total income tax for the year, we paid it. Now, balance owing at the beginning of the year. So now for this, we're going to look at the years. Remember, this is all balances, like all at the balance at the end of the years, right? But the balance at the end of last year is my opening balance for this year. It's my beginning balance now. So now we're going to look at the previous year, which is 2024. We want our balance at the beginning of the year. Let's go to income tax. Okay. Now, you will either find it by trade in other receivables or trade in other payables. You must remember, a receivable, we must still receive it. It's an asset, no? So that's something we must still receive. Okay? So if let's look here. Okay. Think about it. We must still receive it. That means that we overpaid SARS, no? So basically what happens is that during the year, we pay tax. We assume my tax will equal to this amount. And then at the end of the year, we get how much our tax actually is. No? So if we have a receivable, it means if our tax is in a receivable amount, it means that we must receive money back. We overpaid SARS. So say I paid 200,000, right? But the tax at the end of the year, I found out my tax was only 100,000. That means the other 100,000 is receivable. SARS over to me now. I overpaid SARS. Okay, so if it's a receivable, you must know you were not supposed to pay this, right? So you'll put it here, 69,300. But as a positive balance, that money must come back in. It's a receivable, right? So this negative balance is the money you paid. You paid that tax that you found in the income statement. And this balance at the beginning, right, we got it from a receivable, meaning we must receive that money we overpaid. So we're not putting brackets out because we're not paying out. We must receive that money. Remember, the note is taxation paid, but we must get that money back now. And in the case of it's a trade in other payable, you know you must pay that back now, right? So then you'll put it in brackets there. If it was at the beginning of the year and you know, okay, I owe SARS, then you put it there. You must pay it back. Now we're done with the previous year. Now we go to this year. Now we see the SARS, there's nothing there. By the payable side, now this means we owe SARS, right? But this is at the end of the financial year. So it means it's a payable, we must still pay. So we didn't pay it yet, right? So now we're going to put 19,800 there. We didn't pay it yet, so there are no brackets. Brackets is only for stuff we actually paid. So I know it's confusing from here. Let's just check. So just to quickly recap, you first put the amount from your statement. What our income tax total amount is, that we definitely pay. So you put in brackets. And then the balance at the beginning of the year, right? So we see the beginning of the year. So we look at last year now. It was a a receivable balance, so meaning that source must give us money. We're receiving it, so we put it there, but without brackets. We're not paying money out, we must receive money. And then the 19,800 is the payable, so that means that we still need to pay source. So we put 19,800 there because it's still part of tax, but we don't put brackets because we didn't pay it yet. We still need to pay source, and then you total it out. This means that for this year in total we paid 330,900 for tax.